This video is for all my girlies with anxious attachment styles. And I'm making this video because I feel like I don't see a lot of black girls talking about it. So I'm just going to talk about what I've been putting in place to go from a anxious attachment to a more secure attachment style. I have my list right here because we're going to get into it. Because what I realized is that I had an anxious attachment style, but I never really dealt with the fact that I had an anxious attachment style. I just thought like it was a thing and it was like, it wasn't really that serious. That's just how I am, right? So the one thing I had trouble doing is implementing boundaries. And people with anxious attachment style, they have a problem in implementing boundaries because they feel like this person is going to leave me. The entire fear around anxious attachment style is that you have that fear of abandonment, fear that people would leave you, fear that nobody would stay, fear that you're not good enough, fear. It's really just fear, and it makes you anxious when you're dating or when you're meeting somebody new, and then you start doing too much, like wondering, oh, why aren't they texting me, thinking about them all day, and it's just so consuming and an anxious experience, and we don't want that to be us anymore. So I'm going to tell you guys the boundaries I've been putting in place, and my dating has been so much better. So number one is for the anxious girlies, you have to implement a time boundary. A time boundary means I need 6 months to know if I like this person. Because the thing with women in general is we're going to meet somebody and we're going to talk to them for like 2 weeks and we're going to start creating like stories in our mind and making this person into somebody and we don't even know them. So for the anxious girlies, you need to put your boundary in place. For me, it is if I don't know this person for 6 months, I don't really know if I know them and I don't really know if I really like them because you don't know them, right? So just having that time boundary, knowing that I don't actually like this person because I don't know them, even though it feels like I may like them, I really don't because of this time boundary, right? Then the next thing is physical boundaries. A lot of people equate having sex with a guy to him liking you, and we all know that that is not true. So having that physical boundary, knowing that, okay, this person may not even like me and I may not even like them, so I am not going to get physical with them because obviously it's going to just attach you more, and you're going to just keep on going down into this whole anxious spiral, right? So knowing that sex does not mean attachment, it doesn't mean that that person like you, is such an important physical boundary to implement. Other physical boundaries could be like, okay, he can come to my place, I can come to his place, right? Because the thing with anxious attachment style is that like the fantasies in your mind, it can take you so far and now you're trying to act out those fantasies, right? And it can be a lot for the person on the other end and actually push them away from you. So that physical boundary has to be put in place. What is your physical boundary? Mine is I'm not sleeping with anybody, right? So then I love this point, which has been really helping me, is that because of the anxious attachment style, I know that I have to date for friendship and not for romance. Because dating for romance clouds you, and now you're all in this fantasy fufu land. And it's like you don't really know if you even like this person. Like, so I found that dating for friendship instead of romance really helped me. Just being friends with the person, vibing with them, chilling, laughing, having a good time, and building that friendship. Because ideally, friendship is the thing that's going to take you through your relationship, right? My other boundary is self-care boundaries. A thing with anxious girlies is that when you meet somebody you like or somebody you want to be with, this person could consume all of you, that you stop taking care of yourself, you stop doing the things that you love to do because you're just spending time talking to that person, being with that person, wondering if they're texting you, wondering how your life together is going to be. So you stop taking care of yourself. So that self-care boundary, I personally don't struggle with this one too much, but I still have to implement that self-care boundary, because you can feel like, well, if I'm not going to do this with this person, then I don't want to do it. That's a boundary, right? That's self-care, doing things for yourself, showing up, whether it be you love to play pickleball, you love to go out with your friends, you love to hang out, do it. The thing with anxious girlies is they would cancel plans in hopes of, okay, he's going to text me later, or he's going to call me later, or maybe we're going to hang out later, and your whole world starts resolving around this person. We don't want that. So you have to put that self-care boundary in place. What do I need to do to take care of myself? What do I like? And you need to forcefully do those things, right? And then the emotional boundary. If we don't get this one, if you didn't get any of the other points, You must get this one because it all starts in the mind. Guys, the mind is the place that the enemy attacks anyway. Like, I believe that's why it even starts in the mind. You have to have your emotional boundaries. Like, be mindful of the things that you're thinking. Be mindful of the stories that you're telling yourself. Like, you have to try to detach from the end goal, detach from the process. Detach meaning like try to, kill okay, this is how this relationship with this person should look in the end, right? Because it's a fantasy you're really creating because you don't know the person, you're not God, and you don't know the end, right? So kill the view of how the process should be. Detach from the process and detach from the end goal, and limit fantasy creating. Know when you're creating a fantasy and put things in place to shut it down. So like for me, I am like, yeah, but why am I thinking about this? I don't even know that person. Like, even though we're having a good time, like we're friends, I've known him for 3 weeks. Like, why would I even think that I would marry this person? Like, it's crazy. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. Do I even like him? And next thing I do for emotional boundary is I love to tell myself, like, I am dating this person to see if I like them, not if they like me. Like, do I like you? Right? And guys, we have to put all of these things in place because we want to have secure and healthy relationships, right? And the last one is you have to have an ideal vision boundary. So that means you have to have the ideal person that you want in your mind. And I know that this is contrary to the emotional boundary with creating fantasies, but deep down inside, you need to know, what do I need? Like, if it is you are anxious, it may be that you need somebody who is consistent. So dating guys who are inconsistent, you cannot do that. It may be that I cannot date a avoidant man. And usually girlies who have anxious attachment styles we love avoidant guys a lot. Like, avoidant guys love us, right? But it's being mindful that this is not my ideal person. What I did that helped me, and I'll talk about this in the next video, is I wrote down all of the things, because ideally what it is like you feel like you need love from somebody because you never get it somewhere in your childhood. So I wrote down all of the things that I thought that I needed to get to be loved, and I started self-care again, giving those to myself, right? But having that ideal vision is so important because then you're able to debunk the lies in your head. Like, this person is inconsistent, but I know I need, like, my ideal person is consistent. This person, he talks to me a type of way, and I know my ideal person will be very considerate, right? So you have to have that ideal person in your mind and think about it in a way where it's like, I am seeing if I like this person and not if I'm good enough for this person. So if they're not adding up to the basic things that I need, like consistency, love, consideration, basic stuff, then you know that it's not for you. And because you're not attached to this person, because you have a time boundary in place, it's easy for you to detach. Because you're already detached from all of the fantasies, now it's just like, okay, this doesn't work for me, so I'm gonna walk away. So those are the boundaries that I love to put in place, and it's really been helping me, especially the date for friendship and not for romance. Game changer, right? And along with prayer and all of the Christian things that we do, prayer, reading our Bible, all of that, but just doing these practical things is super important, because trauma is not something that's just going to go away. It's something that you have to actually work on, through prayer and just then through your actions too. So I hope this was helpful. I look forward to making more videos about attachment styles, seeing that I'm working through mine. I hope this is helpful. Comment, share. Bye.